We need to get something straight right off the bat. Mastodon is not Twitter. There's no giant Mastodon ivory tower. There's no John Mastodon. Mastodon does not have thousands of employees. It doesn't have a website that tries to harvest user data all day long. It's not a huge conglomerate that serves you advertisements. It does not want to exponentially grow. It's something completely different, and I kind of understand where all the confusion is coming from. We have been tricked into believing that all of the internet must be given to us through just a few different companies. We've got YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and Facebook and Snapchat and maybe a couple others, Instagram and stuff like that. And for a lot of us, that is the internet. And everything that we see is presented through those vessels. We see all of our news articles, which are mostly just headlines and little blurbs. So it's, a
child molester.
A lot of it's just outrage farming so they can show you something insane. It's kind of destroyed a lot of our culture. We used to have niche cultures. We used to have in-jokes. We used to have different groups. We used to have fringe cultures.
I come back from the dead. Holy crap.
But all of that has kind of been funneled into this one thing, and now it's a monoculture. And that's where Mastodon and all the other similar platforms come in. Look at that ugly Activate Windows thing. Is this what your Windows 10 looks like? When you try to go and change your color scheme or your background, does it say, oh, sorry, you got to activate. We need this dark theme. You can go buy a retail CD key if you want to. It's going to cost you over $100 typically, maybe a lot, maybe $150. And if you're buying Office, it's going to be a lot more than that. Or you can do like I do and grab an OEM CD key. It's the exact same product when you buy an OEM key. It's just this is the price that the big corporations and stuff pay when they buy them and put them on laptops or whatever when they buy them for their offices. So everyone should get the same price, and that's why I always buy OEM keys. And I do it on Whokeys.com. We have Windows 11, and you can also get Office. Pick the version you want. I'm going to get Windows 10 Pro. By using coupon code TS25, you can get 25% off these prices here. So go ahead and put TS25 in here as your coupon code, hit apply, and then you can see we can get Windows 10 Pro for $14.85. Once you're finished, if you want to access your key, you click on your name on the top right, click on User Center, and you'll see My Purchase Orders. Right here, you'll be able to view the keys that you've purchased just by clicking on View Keys and Codes. Then you will see your code right here. Just go ahead and copy this code, press Start, type Activate, and you'll see activation settings come up. Click on that. Then click Change Product Key. Right there, you can paste in your code and hit Next, and then you will be activated. It's very simple. And while you're on Whokeys, be sure to check out some of their new stuff like their wireless mice and mechanical keyboards. All right, now to the regularly scheduled video. Mastodon's not the only platform. There's plenty of other platforms, and even I've put together something that we can all hang out on, and I'll show you that in just a second. But first, I want to drive this point home. Earlier when I said you don't join Mastodon, well, yes, you can join an instance of Mastodon, but Mastodon is just a piece of software that runs in the background. That's kind of like the same thing as saying like, hey, I want to join Forum. Where do I join Forum? And if you're even nerdier, it's kind of like saying, how do I join PHPBB? Mastodon goes back to the old idea of niches and small communities that are run by themselves. And that is the same idea that's been around since the beginning of the internet when it comes to BBSs and forums and stuff like that. If you want a community that talks about DOS gaming, emulation and stuff like that, you go and you join Vogons, and you can also talk about old hardware and stuff like that, 486s, 386s, whatever. 46DX2, 66, how about it? If you want a community that talks about basketball, you look around online until you find one. And then you can also talk about things that are off topic, but you usually know that you have some common ground with all the people who are also on that instance. So I think you get the idea now. That's exactly what you do with Mastodon and the other services that are like that. You have to go and find a home for yourself. So when you're looking for somewhere to join and you've decided, you know what, it's time for me to get away from Twitter because Twitter is toxic, Facebook is toxic. I want a community of like-minded individuals. Can you imagine like hanging out with people who are into the same things that you're into, and maybe they can tell you about some new stuff you've never heard of, but of course you're going to like it because you're all into the same kind of stuff. Imagine having a small niche community. How much better would your life be? Maybe it won't be as addictive as like going online and yelling at each other over like halfway made up sensational outrage nonsense, but I guarantee you'll be a lot happier. The media, they just could not handle this. They couldn't handle the idea of there being another platform that's not run by a megalomaniac billionaire and a huge company that's harvesting all of our data and then wants to exponentially grow and make lots and lots and lots and lots of money. And so this one article accidentally called John Mastodon. the founder of Mastodon. There is no such thing as John Mastodon. The whole idea of there being a John Mastodon runs completely contrary to the entire purpose of the platform. So there's no John Mastodon. You know, when they say that Elon Musk deleted the account on Twitter for John Mastodon, that was a joke account. It wasn't the owner of Mastodon. And we're all kind of conditioned into believing that that's what everything has to be. And I've also seen articles and stuff out there that are just like, I've seen articles and stuff out there saying that, oh, Mastodon, it cannot continue. It's not going to work. This is a bad business model. It's not a business model. Even the name Mastodon is incredibly, in my opinion, goofy. It's terrible for marketing, but that doesn't matter. That's not what it's about. It doesn't care if it's bad at marketing. It doesn't care if it doesn't work. It doesn't care about any of that traditional capitalist exponential growth, money, drive engagement, drive. It doesn't care about any of that stuff. That's not what it's there for. It doesn't care about all the brands. You know, I've also seen people being like, hey, we need to help Mastodon grow. We don't fucking want the brands on Mastodon. Please. Oh my God, please. The brands on my instance are not allowed unless you're an indie developer or some small company doing something artistic and you value the output of your work more than you value money. Then maybe we can allow you on there. But big corporate accounts, giant brands, not allowed. Let's talk about how to join. How do you sign up? Well, I said earlier, you do not join Mastodon. You join an instance of Mastodon. You join easymode.im, which is the one I've set up here for everybody to hang out. Now, easymode.im is specifically something I set up for people who are into retro games, indie games, just really cozy stuff like that, pixel art, video game music, old hardware. And this is just my own wall right here. I've followed a bunch of people, and you can come over to easymode.im and join up, and then we'll all be here to hang out. And then you can also follow people on other instances of Mastodon. There's plenty of other versions of Mastodon that you can join. You go over to joinmastodon.org, and then you can scroll down. When you click on create an account, you're presented with all this stuff like, what is all this? And you'll see that there's plenty of different servers. Now, each one of these servers was set up by an individual or a community for a very specific purpose. And then you can go and look, okay, what's this one for? What's this one for? And they absolutely, a lot of them, they're not looking to grow. A lot of them see it says signups manually reviewed, and so they don't really need to grow. They've got their nice little community. The whole purpose of this is not to grow, make money, and serve you ads. Mastodon doesn't even have ads at this point. It's really just something here for you. And now, being a platform like this, it is a little nerdier. There's a little bit of a higher barrier for entry. What that's done is it's really made it so that most of these communities are extremely inclusive and just really nice. And it's so cool to be able to go onto a community and not have to deal with drama all the time about like, oh, this politician said that, can you believe it? Oh, this person eats babies. If you don't retweet this and yell and scream, then you're a bad person for not also participating in the outrage. Oh, and Elon Musk is running everything as if it were his own personal Discord server. Everything that happens on that site, he's like, me. Oh, and I did this. And just shut up. I don't care. It's so refreshing to be on these other servers and not have to constantly hear about that nonsense. Just be able to hear about stuff that you like and talk to people who are interesting, who are making things and doing things. So now that you've understood a little bit more about how it works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a list of a lot of the different servers that I think are good. Everything from Star Trek servers to gaming servers to tabletop servers to tech servers to activism servers and stuff like that. And I'll put a list of those in the description so you can go through and maybe find a server that you think would be a good home for you. If you're into the retro gaming and all that stuff, please do come on over and hang out on easymode.im. Now, easymode.im is not Mastodon. In my opinion, this is better. It's more scalable. It's a different platform. But what's really interesting here is if you see on my timeline, all these different users and stuff, they're from Mastodon. But this user, he's from idlethumbs.social. Okay, and this user here is from fostodon.org. And this user here, so I have followed people from all these different instances of Mastodon. While there are multiple small servers all run by communities and individuals, those servers can all talk to one another on the back end. They have the same layout for like user information, and then their post layout is the same. So what that means is you can go to another website and you can find people that you think are interesting, and then you can follow them. It's pretty easy to do, and then when you follow them, they show up on your wall as if you were like scrolling through a Twitter wall, but they're from all over the internet on a myriad of different servers. So you can follow people wherever you want, and then their posts will show up on your website, on your server, on whatever. They'll show up as long as you're following them. It's essentially like you'll be looking at all these different servers from one interface. Now, another thing that's really cool about that is that when you're on your own home server, and like this is, easymode.im, and you want to like see who's on the server, you followed some of the people on the server, but you want to see just the general activity. Well, the home tab here, these are the people you follow anywhere on the web, anywhere on Mastodon, anywhere on what they call the Fediverse. And the Fediverse is a list of all these different websites that all speak to one another. See, look at this huge list of websites. All of these websites are compatible. They all allow you to follow, members. They all allow you to share data and stuff like that. So anyone on any of these websites that you follow will show up right here on your timeline after you follow them. Let's say you just want to see who's hanging out locally. Well, you click on the local tab, and this works on Mastodon as well. And this shows you all the posts from people on this server, whether you follow them or not. And that allows you to get to know the people who are on your instance, so you can start to develop some friendships, maybe plan some game nights, find out if you have some common interests and stuff like that. And there's not a lot of people on this one yet, just me and a few people, because I haven't really talked about it much. But now that I'm making the video, I'm sure some people will come and join, and we can chit chat about old games and goof off. And then I've also made a recommended list, and these are just posts from different servers that I recommend. Check out these servers. And this just pulls a whole bunch of different posts from a bunch of different Mastodon servers that I think are cool, like mastodon.gamedev.place, idlethumbs.social. Wandering Shop is a really cool one, but I don't think they're open right now for subscriptions or for signups, but it's still really cool to go there and follow some people. So you can scroll through this one. It's pretty cool to have all these different timelines. Now I'll come back and show you more of easy mode in just a second. I want to keep going through Mastodon for just a minute because a lot of you will be going to Mastodon. So really the best thing you possibly could do is determine what sort of community you want to be a part of. Like this one, I found this community, it's pretty cool, called Tabletop Social, by looking for Tabletop D&D Mastodon. I just put that into Google. So this one has 3,000 users. They've decided to close for the moment. They've got enough users right now. So what they've done is they've recommended a bunch of other servers. So let's say you end up joining Warhammer.social instead. Well, you can join here and you can go over to any of those other instances and follow people, and they'll show up on your timeline. Timeline is going to look like this, and that's sad. Now, how do you follow someone who's on a different server? You can see this is not the server that we're on. This is a different Mastodon instance. You're not signed into this one, but you can still click on follow. And it's going to say okay, if you're a member of the server, you can sign in, or you can simply click copy to copy their URL. Then you can come back over to your Mastodon account or your easy mode account, either one, and you want to do the search up here. Just paste it in the search and press enter. And right there it is. And see, plus to follow right there. That's it. Now, if you're on easy mode, it's also very easy. You just click on the search button over on the left, hit OK, and look, it brings the entire instance up right here on easy mode. Now, if you're on easymode.im, you'll notice that sometimes it'll bring up all their past posts, but some servers don't allow that. So that might be coming in an update to the server. So yeah, but anyway, you can just click on follow from right here. Let's say you want to go a little bit faster and not even click on the follow button. You could just grab that, copy it, and then paste that into the search. Or even the URL up here at the top, just paste it right there. It'll show their profile on your instance of Mastodon or whatever platform you're on, and you can just simply follow. It's really easy. That's it. Now you can follow people from all over Mastodon or any of the other federated websites, and all their posts are going to show up right here on your timeline. And the more people you follow, the more cool stuff is here. All right, so let's say you want to find all your Twitter friends and then start following them. If they're on Mastodon, you can do that. First, you need to come to movetodon.org and then put the domain that you're on. So I'm on mastodon.social. I've also got an account there. Don't think this works with easymode.im yet, but it might in the next update. Click on authorize and it'll show, okay, here's the people you have. These are all the people that you follow on Twitter who also have accounts on Mastodon. There, and then you can just click on follow. So now if you're on easy mode, and you also have to create a Mastodon account somewhere to be able to access this page for now, but I want to follow Gaming on Linux. So I'm going to click on their M Mastodon link. And then from here, there's their account. I'll just copy that. Come over here, hit search. Requires a little bit of work, but it's worth it. And there we go. Now I can follow Gaming on Linux and see what's up with that. Really cool. The other thing that I've seen online, I've seen some articles, even Ars Technica wrote an article being like, it's not sustainable. Mastodon can't be doing this. They have this brain rot where they think that everything has to adhere to the rules of capitalism. Can't just have something for the people, you know, like, and then people are like, well, the thing that sucks about this is it's all dependent upon a bunch of nerds paying their DigitalOcean bills. And that may be true, but that's a huge insult to these nerds who a lot of them are really smart individuals. They have jobs on the side, and the instances on, DigitalOcean are like $7, $14 a month, $28 a month, somewhere in that range. So you're saying that, okay, yes, it's a little scary that they have to pay their $14 a month, but that's only a few cups of coffee. So are you saying that, shame on these people, they can't afford 3 cups of coffee or 4 cups of coffee a month? Is that what you're saying? I do everything in coffee, by the way. Coffee, or like when I was a kid, I priced everything in how much Lego can I get. And now I price everything in how much coffee can I get. So that's just what it's going to be. So I think it's extremely ridiculous. The perspectives are completely skewed. And, trying to make something that's for the community, by the community, that empowers the community, and that isn't for the big brands, trying to say that it's going to fail because it's not some capitalist corporate nonsense is ridiculous. And it shows that we've come a long way from the original principles of the internet. And this is sort of a return to that. And hopefully now we're seeing that all these rich idiots, which is what they are, like Elon Musk and what's his name with the stupid meta thing and all that, that's not the direction we should be going in. This monoculture where everything is fed to us by a few mega corporations is ridiculous. So take the extra time, put in a little bit of effort, and I guarantee you that you'll be much happier when you're on these smaller servers. Maybe not everyone in the world is going to see your hot take, but maybe it won't matter because you're going to be so much happier because you'll be around like-minded people and you can talk about cool stuff that you all want to talk about instead of being force-fed stuff that makes you angry. Head over to the Mastodon instances, look in the description, or if you're into gaming and stuff, join easymode.im. Let me know what you think, and here's some of my music from the last album. Enjoy it. I'll let it play us out. I'll see you in the next video.